I turn now to introduce one of our students, Soumya Thacker, chosen to be our student speaker at this commencement. Soumya is an MA student in the Philosophy, Cosmology, and Consciousness program. She has a deep passion for integrating philosophy and entrepreneurship. As a community building fellow, she has helped build a 10-member leadership team and launched the Integral Impact Incubator, a space in which students can experiment, learn, and manifest their integral ideas into practical reality. Soumya hopes that Impact at CIIS will continue to play a significant role by helping to bridge the gap between theory and practice, and ultimately helping to disseminate the integral worldview into the larger world.
Thank you, CIIS. Thank you to all faculty and staff for making this day possible, and for providing me and my fellow students with such a rich educational experience. I am filled with tremendous gratitude for this beautiful community. I joined CIIS because I was curious about the universe, and I had a deep desire to fully indulge in this mystery which we call life. But honestly speaking, I came to CIIS because I was keen on attaining new ideas. Little did I know that I was walking right into a paradigm-shifting world. I came for the ideas, but I'm now graduating with something far more important than a single idea. I'm graduating with a worldview. What is this worldview, you might ask? It is one that is deeply seated in the very name of this institute, integral. Not knowing I even had a worldview previously, and then embracing an integral worldview, has enabled me to recognize and participate with a universal creativity that resides in the depths of my own being. And you see, I believe this is the purpose of education, to enable students to actualize the potentiality that is already present inside of them, to help prepare their soul's ideal to manifest itself. Even the Latin root of education, educere, means to bring out and lead forth. And yet, ever since industrialization, the purpose of education has sadly too often been about drilling and instructing facts into the minds of students. The industrial age had an aim, and that was to create diligent workers. Education was no longer seen as a creative process, but instead one that prioritized factual accumulation and rote memorization. So, for a handful of curious intellects and spiritual seekers to have gone against the grain of industrial consciousness and nurture a community of cutting-edge thinkers and practitioners was probably no easy task. In fact, it can be seen as a heroic act. From Frederick Spiegelberg's quest of the religion of no religion, to Alan Watts's revelation that there is something beyond our skin-encapsulated egos, and to Haridas and Beena Chaudhry's passion for diversity in unity. CIIS was born out of sheer love and curiosity to understand and develop humanity's innate capacity to thrive on plurality and multidimensionality. Bridging together ancient and modern, nature and culture, East and West, body and mind, CIIS plays a unique role in our civilization to honor, hold, and integrate the paradoxes of life. Our school symbol, the Sri Yantra, expresses this notion quite literally in the union of the divine feminine and divine masculine. It is also a symbolic invitation for us to become an engine for the divine, as East-West psychology professor Debashish Banerjee would suggest. The spiritual path, Haridas Chaudhry said, is not strewn with roses. And indeed, to facilitate the evolution of an integral consciousness is the prime task of this historic moment and will be for generations to come. The great turning, as ecologist Joanna Macy has articulated, is the adventure story of our time. She says, if you ever feel the odds are stacked against you and doubt whether you are up to the challenge, then you join a time-honored tradition of protagonists in this genre. Heroes almost always start out seeming distinctly underpowered. Like countless integral pioneers before us, we too are on a hero's journey. I remember my philosophy, cosmology, and consciousness professor, Brian Swim, telling me that the most creative ideas come from the margins, but real transformation comes from the powerful institutions. So yes, as students of CIIS, we have been learning and living in the margins. But that in itself is a privileged opportunity because we have been given the space and time to explore consciousness beyond the ordinary field and into the extra marginal, as the great American pragmatist William James would suggest. That being said, I know we are all here today because we want to see real transformation, and we want to be that transformation for the world. True knowledge, says Sri Aurobindo, is not attained by thinking. It is what you are, it is what you become. And so I challenge us, graduates of 2021, to fully honor and embody the extra marginal, yet still courageously step into the center to become the powerful institutions. This means to unapologetically express your uniqueness, to never feel ashamed of what some may consider to be woo-woo, and to deeply hold the tension of spirituality and practicality within you. Continuously ask yourself, what does it mean to be an integral being? And let that question guide your every step of becoming. We are about to enter into a very different world, a world that has changed so drastically in the past year that we are still unsure of how the current affairs will fully unfold into the near future. And while feelings of confusion and uncertainty may be gripping you in this transitional moment, know that you are perfectly equipped to handle and create with this historically defining moment in human history. The only way to make sense out of change, says Alan Watts, is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. And if anyone is more qualified to play with the mysteries of life, it is us. The ones who have penetrated the depths of the cosmos, traveled to the far reaches of our psyches, and embrace the beautiful plurality that this planet carries. So let's go forth, graduates of 2021, and help create a world that is truly integral. Thank you.